The doors of the keep opened, and gods, it was good to see the tall, blonde wolven in the entryway. It had been far too long since I'd last seen Delano Amacu.
It's good to see you.
Delano clasped Kieran's hand as he glanced at me, then at Poppy. His gaze lingered a second or so on her and then returned to Kieran.
It's good to see all of you.
Same, Delano. It's been too long.
Not long enough.
I cracked a grin at the deep voice booming from inside the keep. A second later, the massive, bearded, dark-haired Elijah Payne strode out, hand resting on the short sword strapped to his side. Not that the mountain of a man needed it. I'd seen the half-Atlantean pick up a craven and throw it like it was nothing more than a sack of potatoes. Kieran smiled, and I saw Poppy do a double-take.
Elijah, you missed me more than anyone else.
Elijah proved just how strong the f***er was, capturing Kieran in a hug. He lifted the heavy-ass wolven off his feet as his golden-brown gaze landed on Poppy and me. A half grin appeared on Elijah's face as he dropped Kieran. He strode forward, giving Kieran only a heartbeat to move out of the way.
What do we have here?
We're in need of shelter for the night.
We have plenty of shelter.
Good to hear.
I sent Elijah a look of warning as I guided Poppy into the keep's foyer. The space was packed. I kept my hand on Poppy's back, knowing the looks of distrust coming from some of them was simply because they didn't recognize Poppy or the guards who traveled with us. But it made me tense. I needed to make sure none of them would be a problem, especially if any happened to figure out who Poppy was. She kept looking around, and I bet she searched for the lord or lady in charge of the city. She would not find either.
We do have a lot of catching up to do.
Elijah clapped Kieran on the shoulder, causing him to stumble again. Elijah's grin spread. The f***er loved to mess with the wolven like a child who kept poking a sleeping bear. A flash of forest green tunic and a cream shawl caught my attention. I turned to see the true lady of the keep striding forward. Her raven-hued hair swept back from her face, and her knee-length tunic and breeches seeming to snag Poppy's attention. That wasn't what held mine. It was the growing belly of Elijah's knees. Little Magda was pregnant. Again. Well, she wasn't exactly little anymore, but it was hard not to think of her as the long-limbed, pig-tailed girl who could throw punches just as well as her uncle, who currently eyed Poppy, looking like he was seconds away from saying something that didn't need to be said.
I must speak with a few people, but Magda will show you to your room.
I glanced at Magda, who I trusted to be far more circumspect than her uncle.
Make sure she has a room to bathe in, and she's sent hot food.
Yes.
Magda started to dip into a curtsy, but stopped herself. Her cheeks turned pink as she sent me an apologetic glance before turning to Poppy.
Sorry, I'm a little off balance some days. I'm playing baby number 2.
Congratulations.
Poppy's cheeks flushed. She turned to me.
Hawk.
Later.
I hated to cut her off like that, especially surrounded by strangers and with how out of her element she was. But I had to, because Phillips was now inside the keep, and some things, would begin to happen quickly. Resolved, I joined Elijah.
Where are the others?
Making sure the outside is secure.
Phillips's attention trained on Magda and Poppy.
The outside can't be any more secure.
Phillips turned dark eyes on Elijah, giving him the once-over.
We'll see that for ourselves, sir.
The smile on Elijah's face grew.
Whatever makes you happy.
I briefly met Kieran's gaze. He stepped forward, clasping Phillips's shoulders.
Let's see what we can get from the kitchens while we get a better idea of the layout here.
Phillips hesitated, still watching the side door that Poppy had disappeared through.
Should she be alone with that woman?
The smile faded from Elijah's face.
That woman?